can you just give our viewers a little bit, just a brief overview of what Family Martial Arts actually is?
Yeah, so we do martial arts classes for really all ages. So we start at age 4, and we probably have up to, in our Enid studio, probably 50 or so. He's probably our oldest student. But we do a lot with kids. We do a lot of character development, life skill building, things like that. So the idea is that we can, a lot of times parents are looking for focus, confidence, discipline, but that's not the most fun thing to hear about when you're a kid, and so we can kind of repackage it in martial arts, where we're doing something that's kind of exciting for them, but at the same time the parents are feeling like we're learning something more than just kicking and punching.
With that response there, Alex, you've kind of led into my next question. When you think martial arts, you think of black belt, you think of the uniform, you think of karate, I guess. In my narrow-mindedness and lack of knowledge of martial arts, I think of maybe breaking boards, things of this nature.
Yeah.
But here you're talking confidence, you're talking focus and discipline. How does that tie into that then? Those are your goals, I understand, but okay, breaking boards and confidence or discipline, how does that work?
Actually, breaking boards really has a lot of those things in it.
Do not try this at home.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend it. But you know, when you're learning at the studio, something like that, it's actually a really good teaching tool for focus and confidence. If we're not confident, we can talk about what confident means. A lot of times kids don't know maybe the definition of that word, and we can put a very kid-friendly definition on it. And you know, if we're not confident, what if I hit the board like this? And we can give kind of a non-confident version of it. The kids are going to, oh, it's not going to break. Okay. But what if I broke it like I was a karate person? How would a karate person break a board? You know, and you get the typical hi-ya, you know, and it really pumps them up. And, you know, so maybe if I'm confident, I might be able to break it, but if I'm not, I won't. And then we can talk about focus with our kicks and our punches. And we can put a definition on focus. And we can talk about how do we focus at martial arts? Well, we might need to hit our board right in the center. But how do we focus at sports? How do we focus in school? We pay attention to our teacher, things like that. So we can kind of reinforce all those points that the kids need to learn, but in a way where they feel like they're having a good time. Like I'm not just pushing it on them, if that makes sense.
Okay. I just sense that Aaron is really absorbing all this, the punching, the kicking, the breaking boards, and the focus and all.
Yeah, I'm going to go break some boards back in the
I should have
engineering
brought some
department.
boards.
Yeah, we should be breaking right
She'll
now.
be right back. She's already going. She's already going. So,
We're going to switch the topic a little bit.
Ethan, watch out.
Yeah, hopefully he's not watching right now. A little bit more about you. Can you tell us how long you've been an instructor for?
Yes, so I started martial arts when I was, let's see, I believe 13, and I got my black belt around when I was 16. And once I got my black belt, I started teaching white belt classes, helping with classes. White belts are like brand new karate students, and I kind of started in the 6 to 9 year old range. And so I've been teaching since I was 16. I'm 27 now, so almost 12 years. And so I just started teaching white belt classes, and eventually I was teaching more classes and more. And I used to teach a little bit out of Perkins, kind of south of Stillwater. And so I was teaching in Perkins, and then I got a job running the studio in Stillwater. And then from there I purchased the studio, and then we opened one in Enid just a few months ago.
And that leads into my next question. Before the question, Alex did graduate from Oklahoma State University and moved here from California years ago, but you're pretty much an Oklahoma person.
Yeah, I'm an Oklahoma.
So why'd you start the business here in Enid?
Well, we've had quite a bit of success in Stillwater, and so we wanted to continue that, and we were looking at cities that are similar to Stillwater, and through my Google research, which is very scientific, and I visited Enid a lot, and I met with a lot of people in Enid, and I talked to a lot of citizens of Enid. What are things that they can use? And it seemed like some more activities for children were something that might be interest. And so we just kind of decided Enid. It's not too far. I think it's going to be just a great place for us. We love downtown. We're downtown in Stillwater. We're downtown in Enid as well. It was just a really good fit. Everything just really fell into place. Everybody was super, super kind and very kind of willing to help.
And being at the city of Enid, we hear from time to time, well, I wish there was something that a young person can do. I wish there was another avenue, another event. So we welcome you to Enid. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you for bringing your expertise in martial arts to Enid, Oklahoma.
Yeah, thank you. And if, let's say, I want to start breaking boards, what kind of programs do you have that are available?
So we have, we divide it up by age and by skill level.
me.
So if you bring in your 4-year-old, we're not going to be doing the same stuff that adults are, that kind of thing. So we have 4- and 5-year-old class specific. We have a specific 6- to 9-year-old class. And then we have a 10 and up class. And then we also divide those out by skill level of martial arts. And so normally what we do is we offer a free class for your first one, so that way you can kind of just come in. A lot of times people, or kids specifically, well, I guess even adults too, really want to do martial arts, but maybe we're not really sure what that even means. It just sounds kind of cool, which is how I got into it. I got into it when I was 13 because it sounded really cool. And so we do a free class. You can come in, you can kind of try it out. And then if you like it, then great. We can look at different class times and class days and things like that. But really for the first class, we do kind of a one-on-one deal. And that way we can answer any questions.
So do we break boards in the first class?
We break age-appropriate and skill-appropriate boards.
Oh, okay.
So we're not doing anything too crazy.
Aaron just didn't want to ask. I'm asking on behalf of Aaron. When do we get to break boards?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We don't get too crazy on the first one.
Okay, all right. Let's talk a little bit about just really the involvement in students. Can you kind of give us some numbers of your class sizes, or really all of the kids that are involved in Stillwater, then all the kids involved here? I mean, it's
Yeah.
significant. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not at all tuned into martial arts, but it's amazing what the number you shared with me of the kids involved in Stillwater.
Oh, I
Hundreds.
appreciate that. I appreciate it. Yeah, in Stillwater we have over 200 students. In Enid we have I would say about exactly 42 if I had to guess.
Okay.
But we have all age ranges. And you know, we've been very blessed in Stillwater, and we think that Enid's going to be very similar. You know, a lot of kids in Stillwater needed things to do. It was something for me when I was growing up, and so hopefully we can provide that, and it's something that parents can appreciate and that the kids can appreciate as well.
Okay.
That's really great. It sounds like your program's definitely great for character building and all that. And what makes yours different than, let's say, just a regular any other martial arts classes that are out there?
Yeah, why you versus the other?
Exactly.
the other person?
Yeah. Well, I would be an advocate for martial arts pretty much anywhere. Now, there's some places you probably don't want to be, but I haven't personally seen any of those in Enid. With our studio, like I said, we're specifically working on the character development and the life skill building and the team building, communication skills, leadership skills, those kinds of things. You can definitely do martial arts and not maybe hit on those points as hard as we do. But martial arts, I believe, inherently trains our focus and our self-discipline, our confidence, things like that. It definitely has a lot of physical attributes, and you learn self-defense and things like that. But we try really, really hard to make sure that we feel like we are developing leaders amongst the kids and giving them the tools to succeed, continue succeeding.
Alex, we have another question before we take a short break, and you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but can you just kind of summarize what's the impact that you want to have on these hundreds of kids?
I suppose a similar impact to my experience. So I enjoyed doing martial arts. I tried a lot of different sports, and it just turned out for me that team sports weren't really my thing. I was either terrible at the sport and the whole team had to drag me with them, or I felt the opposite, where I felt like I was really good and maybe the team wasn't. And I had that experience a few times when I was a kid. And martial arts is really nice because it's an individual sport. Now, we work as a team, we work as a class, and we call our studio a family. But if you're feeling great that day and you want to give 110%, that's fantastic. If you had a terrible day, then we're just happy to have you there, and you can go kind of at your own pace.
Quick question for you. If, let's say I don't know if I for sure want to actually start martial arts. I don't know if it's my thing or not. Would you have any advice to give me?
That's a great question.
Yeah. And a lot of people I think, have that question because they might want to do it, but we're not really sure exactly what that means and all that kind of stuff.
I think they're concerned that there are 10-year-olds walking around in the house, karate chopping lamps, doors, cats, or whatever. So they go, I don't know if we want to do this or not.
Totally understand that. We have a couple different ways that you could try getting involved. We offer a free class for anyone, so you can always give us a call, and we can set you up with a private lesson. It's not very scary at all, and we'll even talk about when it's appropriate to use our martial arts, which is not school, not on the lamp, all of that kind of good stuff. But we also have different events. Every month we try and have a free event. We just did a Parents' Night Out, and we did we call it Spar Wars. It's very similar to the Star Wars type thing, but we do we get our lightsabers out and swing them around. We teach the kids some actual sword moves, but then we can dim the lights and they can swing them around and feel like they're Jedi, and that fills up every single time we have it.
Excuse me.
We also have stuff like Dodgeball Night and other things like that, and that's free to the public.
I got choked up when you said something about sabers. I'm thinking, oh man. So we have just a minute or so to go, Alex, and again, thank you for being with us today.
Oh, I appreciate having me.
Is there anything quickly that you can address and maybe that you need to share with our viewers this morning that maybe we haven't covered?
Not 100% sure. I mean, if martial arts is something even that you're interested in, or you have a friend that's interested in it, or anything like that, please feel free to contact us. We don't bite. We're super nice. We also do self-defense seminars for the public. I go do talks at elementary schools. We teach bullying seminars, or I guess anti-bullying seminars is probably the right word to go with there. But so if there's anything that we can do to help, please let us know.
And the number to call if somebody at the school wants to for you to come up and speak to the students?
580-297-5033. And you can check us out at familymartialarts.net.
Okay, and there's the phone number.